Hey George, look what I've got in my hand. I can write with a pen and you can't.
Hey guys, and welcome back today to another video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys some of the worst school rules that I've ever experienced. Now, some of these rules are absolutely painful. Now, obviously I don't go to school anymore, so I can look back on these rules and actually think, you know what, these are just complete shite. And the funny thing is, a lot of them happen to you guys as well. Now we're going to start off with number 5. We're going to do it from number 5 all the way through to number 1 in the order in which they affected me and annoyed me the most. So number 5 is the homework situation. Now, in the first place, homework just seems to be one of those really frustrating things that no one wants to get. I used to actually get in trouble at school if we didn't actually get set any homework. We had to write none set in our diaries, and if you didn't do it, you get in trouble for doing that. Why if you don't have any, do you have to put none set? You don't have any homework, you shouldn't have to write anything down. None set. What's the point? Now, number 4 was sort of prevalent around this time of year, like when it's starting to actually get a little bit warmer. We weren't allowed to take off our jumpers. Like, you're physically not allowed to remove your jumper unless you're told that you're allowed to. It is really, really warm outside today, God.
Oi, you! Keep your jumper on. Who said you can take that one off? Keep it on, you scallywag.
So of all the things that you can get into trouble for at school, like, I don't know, you might break a whiteboard. Like, I did this, I actually broke a smart board. They're worth a lot of money, but no. You get in more trouble for taking off a jumper. Now, number 3 is one that I can sort of understand, but at the same time, it's complete shit. You're not allowed to hold hands with anyone. You're not allowed any physical contact with any other human being. So, back in the day when I used to think I was a little bit of a stud, which I definitely wasn't, I was holding hands with a girl, sort of like around the school grounds, at break and lunchtime. I really liked her. We weren't going out, but I was just holding hands with her. And yep, I got sent to the headmaster and I had to stand in front of him and tell him why it's a bad thing that I was holding hands with her. Number 2 was only really relevant in primary school, like when you go from being in like the nursery part and you start working your way up the years. You had to earn a pen license. Now, this pen license, it was pretty much like, there wasn't like a proper contract that you had to sign to say, I'm allowed to write with a pen in my school now. It wasn't like that. It was more the fact that if your handwriting was really shit, like mine, like these are my notes for this video, you can see that I still can't write properly. So for me, with really bad handwriting, I had to wait until I was like 8 years old to actually be able to write with a pen in school. It was an actual disaster. Like, I would sit there looking at the clever people with their pens, their bloody pens, thinking, I just want to be like you.
Hey George, look what I've got in my hand. I can write with a pen and you can't.
It just was very upsetting. Now the first one, and the one which really does tell me that school isn't actually about setting you up for a better life. School is actually about killing you. You weren't allowed to drink water unless you asked. So you'd be sat there in a lesson, baking hot, and you're not allowed to drink water. Water keeps you alive! I'd have to put my head under the table as if I dropped the sacred pen to have a drink. It's like a prison. You can only piss or shit when someone says so, but in school, you're not even allowed to have a sip of water unless someone says so. Alright guys, so they were some of the worst school rules that actually affected me with my little stories about them. These are some of the ones that you guys have told me from your school. First one is from @MichaelHDGamer. If you can't do sport because of an injury, you have to wear kit still, broken bones included. Like, what is the point in that? Like, you may have, I don't know, a broken foot, which I had a broken foot at one point in school. You still had to get out of your trousers, into your shorts, and walk, apparently, onto the field to participate in PE. @DanielTudge, banning gel pens because girls in my school used to eat the ink because it was flavoured. No drug use. but yet still allowed to sell condoms and pregnancy tests. Hashtag FLogic. Selling condoms and pregnancy tests is actually quite a good thing because these days there are so many kids getting pregnant. And King Kenny TV says he is not allowed to have sex with his French teacher. Now, again, very, very stupid rule. Don't know why that's in place. Have to wear clip-on ties because one person nearly strangled himself to death with his own tie. Alright guys, now that is the end of my worst school rules video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it and you can relate to some of these rules that I've mentioned in the video. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the worst school rules in your school, if yours didn't make the video, or if you've got one in your school that is just absolutely ridiculous. Be sure to share it with all of us in the comments down below. Leave a like if you want to see videos like this again in the future. I've got some pretty cool ideas coming up as well. And yeah, and school isn't all that bad. I made some good friends in school. I did actually learn a couple of things in like 16 years, so can't all be that bad, can it? See you all next time. Goodbye.